Well, Islanders, the day has finally come. So many of you have been waiting for a big cruise line, one of the big players in the game, to say we're not going to do pre-cruise COVID testing. We know Viking pulled this last week. They said they're not going to test. But another cruise line, a Carnival Corporation cruise line, has come out and said we are going to pause testing on board one of our cruise ships. We're going to test out the testing and see what the results are. Let's talk about cruise news right now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. Thank you for stopping by Island Time today. I am Derek, and together we're going to spend some time in the islands. We're not even going to be COVID tested before we get to these islands. That is the cruise news today. Let's jump right into this story. It is a big one, and it will have an impact on testing and what cruising looks like for months to come. Carnival Corporation owns several cruise brands, one of them being Carnival Cruise Line. We're going to talk about sister company P&O Cruise Line today. P&O operates out of Europe, where protocols for cruising are a little bit different right now. We're going to get to that here in just a second. But this P&O Cruise Line, they're about to have an experiment. They're about to test whether or not pre-cruise testing needs to remain in place. What's important to know is that across Carnival Corporation, when one company tries something like this, that data, of course, is gathered and it can be used to make decisions across other companies like Carnival Cruise Line. That's why we mentioned this. The data can also be shared with entities like the CDC, which I know that P&O and Carnival Corporation fully intends to do. Let's talk about this. P&O Cruises, the largest UK-based cruise line, is temporarily removing the testing mandate for one of its ships. Now, it's important to note what ship it is. It's the P&O Iona. It is actually an XL size, Mardi Gras sized ship. It's a huge ship. It's not one of the tinker boats, okay? It's not one of the little bitty ones. It's an XL class ship. P&O announced this. Cruises from June the 25th through July 23rd, a little bit less than a month here, are not going to have any pre-cruise COVID-19 testing required. There are 5 different sailings from this time period, and any guest who's considered fully vaccinated will not have to take a COVID-19 test. Any non-vaccinated guest will still have to be tested. That only makes sense. This includes all guests over the age of 12. Guests over the age of 16 will have to have a booster shot if they have not had a booster shot more than 270 days away. Now, what does fully vaccinated mean? That's the question everyone's going to ask. I'm going to answer. According to P&O, this is from their website. Here's what they say about being fully vaccinated. All guests ages 16 years and over need to be fully vaccinated with an approved COVID-19 vaccine in a minimum of 14 days prior to travel. If more than 270 days have passed since the full completion of a vaccine course, a booster vaccine will also be needed and must be administered by a minimum of 7 days prior to travel. At this time, a second booster vaccination is not required. However, we strongly recommend all guests to have booster vaccinations at their earliest opportunity. So yes, you have to be vaccinated. Yes, if your vaccine is older than 270 days, you have to receive the booster, but no second booster. That is fully vaccinated for P&O. If you meet those qualifications, you do not have to take a COVID-19 test for this trial period. These are short cruises. They are all going on the same itinerary, but this data that's collected is going to be awesome to see for P&O, for Carnival Corporation, for the industry, for the CDC. It goes on and on. The data will be shared with the U.S. Centers for Disease Control in hopes of maybe expanding this across P&O Cruise Line, across Carnival Cruise Line, and so forth. If successful, it's going to impact the industry. Now, we must point out that other protocols are still in place, and you can believe that the crew on board will be ultra sensitive to what's going on. If a passenger feels like they have COVID-19 symptoms, it's going to be reported. There are going to be protocols in place. Extra protocols could be put in place if things go south, okay? It only makes sense. But one thing I thought about, this is short notice. I cruise on the Carnival Horizon July 23rd, and I'm trying to imagine myself receive an email as these passengers did that said, hey, you do not have to pre-cruise test. Some people would be excited to receive that email and not have to test. Some would be apprehensive. Some would say, oh, I don't like that. I wish everyone had to test, especially this short of notice. My question for you, the question of the day, the reason why there's a comment box below this video that's blank, it needs your input. It needs your opinion. If you received this email, let's say that you had a cruise booked at the end of July, you received the email, what is your reaction? I just want to know. And our Islander community wants to know, what would be your reaction? Would you be excited about it? Okay about it? Would you be calling to say, hey, I want to change my cruise date? Any of those are understandable, but I just want to know how you feel out there. Be sure to share your comments in the comment section below. I invite you also, if you're not a subscriber to Island Time, be a part of this community. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell to receive notifications when we upload content, and I hope that you enjoyed the content today. If so, give us a thumbs up. It is free and it lets us know, hey, I like what you did there. It's a test, okay? It's a test. Let's all pass that test together. Islanders, I hope you have a good afternoon, and we'll talk to you tomorrow right here on Island Time.